Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. Today we will make a bracelet with this box. This is Lbeads Corporation collab video actually. I got this from Lbeads, this whole box, and as you can see it's full. I wanted to use these pearls to make a bracelet with. I'm also going to use 11 seed beads from my stash in this orange color, and then also some 4mm bicones from my stash. And we need size 12 or size 10 beading needle, and then a wildfire. I'm using wildfire 0.006 inch. You can also use fireline, and I'm going to use a wingspan. A wingspan is if you stretch your hands on either side from one tip of the index finger to the other tip of the index finger, maybe if you stretch it out, that's a wingspan. So that's how much thread I'm just going to cut. And then I'm gonna thread my thread into the needle. The simple technique to do that is not to put the thread inside the needle, rather to put the needle on the thread. So you just go ahead and flatten one end of the thread with your needle nose. In my case, I'm using a tweezer nose plier. Excuse me, maybe it was blurry, so I'm just flattening that out. Okay, I'll zoom in a bit more to show you guys. I know my cut is very deep, and as you can see here, I'm flattening that out with my pliers right here. So then you keep it in between your fingers, so not outside, just in between your fingers, just like so. And take your needle and then poke the needle through that thread, just like so. And then you can use your pliers to hold that and then pull it off. So this is an easy way to thread the needle. And I will zoom out a bit more. So now we have our needle threaded to the to wildfire. I am using white or frost. As you can see, first we will do a small herringbone weave to start our bracelet. So I'm dumping some 11 beads here. This is herringbone stitch. So I'm just going to take 2, 3, 4 seed beads onto my needle. Drop it down. Leave about, say, 6 to 8 inch tail. So we need that to weave in our clasp and stuff like that. So I have 4 seed beads here. I'm going to go through the first 2 seed beads we ever added. That's that. And then pull that. When you pull that, that's when you need to decide the 6 to 8 inch tail. I think this should be good enough for me. And your beads are sitting this way right here. Okay, I will zoom in a little bit more so that you guys can see better. Then come back through these 2 seed beads that we added down. Okay, now we have this. My tail thread is this side on my left and my working thread is on my right. Just adjust everything together. Pick up 2 beads. We are doing ladder stitch to start herringbone. So I take 2 beads and go through these 2 beads that we came out of. Okay, pull that through. Now we have these. Go back through the 2 that we added right now in this round, and then pull that thread up tight. Don't worry about it. We will get straightened out more as we work. Pick up 2 more beads. My thread is exiting out on the top. I come back around to make a loop to the bottom. Go through that. When you pull it, see how the loop is formed. this is what you have. Go through that one more time and you're ready to pick up the next set of beads. I'm picking 2 beads at a time. Pick up 2 seed beads, and my thread is exiting out in the bottom, so I come back from the top to make the circle, just like so, and then pull that down. Okay, go back through these 2 beads and pull that. Now we have 5, so I'm gonna do 8 sets, so 2 more, right? 2 more seed beads. My thread is coming out top, so I go underneath to make a loop, and then here we go. Go back through the next, pick up 2 seed beads, come back from the top, okay, and then go back through that. We need 8 rows of these 2s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 more and we are good to go. Just pull everything straight, pick up 2 more beads. So you can do this with 8 if you want to, but this is delicate. I really like the delicate effect. Now my thread is exiting out of this one, so what I do is I flip my work. Actually, I'm thinking about what I can do. I want the thread to come out here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down here just to strengthen that thread path. Okay, just like so. Okay, I can flip the work like this if I want to. That way I can weave the tail in. Okay, flip that work right there. Pick up a seed bead, 2 seed beads actually. Okay, thread is exiting out of the top leftmost rightmost corner. I'm coming out of this bead. I'm going to go through this bead, the second bead in the top row. So go down and come back. Your beads are sitting weirdly right now, right? So what I do is I go up through that, all 3 beads, and then go back down this first bead and then the second bead right here. Can you see that? That's how our herringbone will be formed, right? And then now I just see my thread is exiting out of the second bead in the second row, middle bead. So I'm going to go to the 3rd row, top bead, and going up. Put my needle here. And then go up through that bead. Pull that needle through, right? And then pick up 2 seed beads, 11 of seed beads. Go back through the next bead right here. Okay, and pull that down. See how weirdly it's sitting? So we just go through this bead right here. That's our herringbone stitch weave, right? And then the bead that we added in this unit. Pull that one up and then go back down this one and the next seed bead. Come back through the next seed bead, on the 4th or 5th row. So we are building it up with herringbone now, as you can see, right? So pick up 2 seed beads and go back through the next seed bead in the row. Make it sit on top, go through that seed bead in the middle part, and then up through this seed bead that we added. Go down through that and through this. Basically we are building blocks kind of thing. So pick up 2 more seed beads, right? Okay, before picking it up I need to come up through this seed bead to get into position to add the top 2 seed beads in the row. 3rd row, this is the last set of 2 beads that we are going to add. Pick up the seed beads, go through the last bead right here, and also you can go through the last one right here. And then go up through all 3 beads. Okay, and come back through that bead. Now your thread is exiting out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this work and then just add the thread will be shown outside, but that's okay. Pick up that and then go on top. Now we are ready to pick up 2 seed beads and add and build rows here. I want to build 6 rows in total, and that's good enough for me, and then we can start weaving in the pattern. So pick up 2 beads, come back through that bead right here on top and make it sit right on top. Go through that bead and then the one that you added. If you want, you can change your direction as much as you want, and then come down through that bead that you added and the last row, just that, and then go through the next bead. Now you are ready to add 2 more beads. Pick up 2 beads, go through the next one right here, right? Then go up through these 2. So, and then come back through these 2. If there is a knot or something, just make sure that you take that out. Go up through these. The herringbone weave pattern is forming nicely, as you can see. It's a very it's not difficult at all once you understand the dynamics how we are adding it. I love herringbone, and brick stitch is my favorite. So I prefer 8/0s, but I think for this project we can use 11 that will be dainty enough. Then come back through this. Then go up. We can add thread if we want to in this project. We will have to probably at some point of time, but I'll show you guys how to add and finish up the thread. But I would rather add thread than work with very uncomfortable lengths of thread. But sometimes I decide no, I just need to have as much thread as possible. But today I feel that a wingspan is more than enough for me to work with. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to pick up 2 beads, starting the next 2 sets of the herringbone, come back through this and go up. And come back down here. Okay, and then I will have to go up here, but what I do is I come down a little bit more here. Actually no, I just go on top here, down there, right, and then come up through these 2. For some reason that particular seed bead is very tight to move away, so I'm just going to go like that to wherever I want to go, so that I can add the next row of beads. Pick up, come back, and then go up through these 2 beads. So can you see the herringbone forming? So this is how I will do. You can do how many rows you want. You can stop at this point of time also. I think that's more than enough for our small patch that we have to do to secure this project, but I would say a couple of rows is good. I'll come back doing some more rows of the herringbone weave, and then I'll see you guys. So I finished a couple of rows, and this is Daniel Wick's design actually. So she said about 5 rows. So after the basic 2 rows of the ladder stitch, then we did 5 rows of herringbone, and now we are ready to add the middle section of the bracelet. So I pulled out these 2 colors. These are 6mm glass pearls, and these are in the olive green, and this is peach color, and also I have this bicone. So I pick up a seed bead, a bicone, a seed bead, and then this peach color pearl, a seed bead, then a bicone. So bicones, you can use couple of colors, or you can just use the same color, which is totally up to you. And also the pattern that I am choosing, you can choose the same or a different one, but I just want to try it out and see how it looks. So I will add some peaches and some greens or peach and green alternative. I just want to see how it goes. Just I will string it up and see how it looks, if I like the design or not. So you can also pre-string it and then decide as well. Means you can string it in a wire, probably 20 gauge wire or something like that, and decide. So I picked up my beads. So I picked up both alternatively, and then I added bicones in between and seed beads in between. This is the pattern that I chose. You can choose any pattern you want. And then finally what you're going to do here is, actually I just want to start with the seed bead. I would rather prefer to not add seed bead in this start. Just start with a bicone. But this side what I would do is I would pick up 2 seed beads, okay, and then come back through the bicone just like so. So the bicones are sitting side by side right next to each other, and then I will continue stringing through the entire bead that we added and come back through here. I'll remove that seed bead. So I did remove that seed bead right there, and here you can see those seed beads are sitting right next to each other. Now I'll retrace my path with the thread along here and come back here. Okay, so I just go through all the beads that I strung, reinforcing it. Go through all the beads, making sure that you don't leave any bead, any seed bead or bigger bead out of the thread. You don't have to go through everything at one stretch, it's not possible. So you do some small chunks however you can. So come back through the bicone. Okay, now you need to pull these 2 beads and then just take the slack out of the thread, just like that. Pull it and take the slack out. Okay, so my thread is exiting out of the second bead in this row, so I come back through the first bead. Okay, just like this, and go back through this bead down, okay, and then come back through these 2 beads up. Okay, just like so. I will do the next row also. I will again zoom in a little bit more and then show you guys more. Then again I'm going to make sure this is not way too tight. You need that flow of this bracelet. It should sit properly on your wrist, not be stiff. So make sure of that. Now again I will do one more strand of this. You can, as I said, you can just do 1 color, 2 color, multicolor, whichever you want to. So now what I'm going to do is I added my pattern here for this strand, and then what I'm going to do, I added 2, I will zoom in a little bit more, added 2 seed beads at the end. Take my needle and go through the bicone, leaving those 2 beads out, and then go through a couple of beads in my row, just like so, and then pull the cord. If you do that, then the beads will sit right next to each other, just like this. Then you can just adjust this and pull it like this, then go through all the beads in that row. This will reinforce the cord one more time, because I always get scared that it might get cut or something. So I'm working on a slightly different pattern in this bracelet also. I'll let you guys know why I feel this way, but this, as experts say, this is strong enough, so I'm just going with that thought process in mind. We already did a 2-stitch herringbone in our channel for a necklace part. I hope you guys are familiar with herringbone. If not, let me know. I'll put up a short video as a skill builder for you guys. But just come back through all the beads. Now hold this and pull that tight, nice and tight. This needs to sit this way. Pull that up and see to it that this sits that way. So my thread is exiting out of this seed bead. Now I go through the next seed bead in the row, right? And now come back through that seed bead on the next row, just the one. So now again I will do one more line, and like that I do 2 more lines and come back and show you guys how we can add these together. Okay, so I'm running out of thread, which is very short. If I do one more line, I won't be able to do it. So what I'm going to do is, my thread is exiting out of here. I went 1 seed bead into the row, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to catch the thread bridge underneath in between those beads and tie a 1/2 inch knot, right? And then I just come up through this, or go down through that. Anyway, it's fine. Just go 1 bead up, and then 1 bead down and 1 bead up in a zigzag manner, and then catch the thread bridge right here, and tie a 1/2 inch knot, make a loop and go through that loop. That's the 1/2 inch knot. So then come back here, for some reason that's very tight. What I do is I just go back through the same, or come up right here. Just want to go across zigzag manner, don't follow a straight path. Come up through the bicone, couple of beads again in that row. You can pick any row you want. I just pick this row, and then you go underneath like this, right? And then make a loop. I'll just shorten my thread a little bit more, make that loop and go through that loop with your needle and make sure it lands between the beads and not on top of the beads, just like so, and go through a couple more beads. And now you can snip off the thread as much as I want. I will go through. At this point of time it's secure enough, but it's okay, there is thread and we have our needle attached, so we can go through a couple more as well. And then take your needle off and snip this excess thread, just like so. And then now you take a new thread and attach, and this time you can say not a wingspan, half a wingspan should be good enough. I have a new thread, threader in the needle. Now the last row, I just come back from underneath here. Any thread bridge, I just poke my needle in between, because there's a series of weaves right there, right? So I just go underneath, just like so, catch a thread bridge and make myself a loop, and then go back again through that same part. Just like this, right? And make that tail short. Now I want to tie a knot, overhand knot, right over left, left over right, just one, and then left over right, another. This times I do it twice, this time I do it twice, it's like a surgeon's knot. And then I just tie that knot right there. Take my thread zap. You can also use your scissors, thread zap, and take that short tail off, so that it doesn't bother me anymore. Now that I have attached that knot, I just go up through that beads. And I'm ready to add the last row. That's how simple it is to add a thread to that part. So I finished doing my last strand, as you can see, and I got the thread all the way down here, and my thread is exiting out of this 4mm bicone. So as usual, I go through the next bead in the herringbone weave so it sits properly. Then I go again back through that first bead right here, and then go through the bicone. Now I come back all the way here to start doing my weave there. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into all of these beads. You can do one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, how much ever you can get your needle through, you can do that. Sometimes it will be easy, sometimes I don't want to miss the seed beads in between them. So just make sure you don't miss any beads. That's much more important. And There we go. I didn't come back through any seed bead. I'm coming back through the bicon right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I will just zoom in a little bit more. So I'm going to take my needle and go through that seed bead on the side. Okay. Pick up 2 seed beads and go through the next seed bead right here. Okay, that's a herringbone weave that we are doing. Then what you do is you go back through the first seed bead in this row and through the one that you added. There we go, like that, and then come back through these 2 down, just like so. Now I'm just going to take all of the strands and take the second strand right next to this bead, right, and then you come back from the first bead in that strand. Okay, pick up a seed bead, 1 seed bead, because that's how we attach these rows, right? Come back through these 2 seed beads right here. It becomes more of a ladder stitch at this point because we are combining the rows, as you can see here. And then go through these 2. Okay, once you straighten that up, then it should be fine. Pick up a seed bead, come back through this bead right here. Okay, now these are attached, and then we made a row on top. Then go back through these 2, come back through these 2, pull that tight and go down this, and then take the next strand and come back through the strand, through one of the beads in that strand, and now pull everything together. Pick up a seed bead and go through these 2 right here, go down, and then stack these properly so that you can go up through that. Now we have attached it. Pick up a seed bead and go through this last seed bead in this strand, and then come back through these 2 seed beads, there we go, and go back down, and now the last bead, the last strand. So go back through the seed bead up. Now everything is together for you, and pick up a seed bead and come down through the 2, pull it nice and tight, and then go through these 2 again, pick up 1 seed bead and come back through this last seed bead. Okay, and then go through these, and come back through these, and then I like to shift it to the other side, like turn it to the other side, tighten everything up, and then go through that top bead and get into position to add our remaining herringbone. Pick up 2 beads and come back through the first bead, just the first bead on the next row, and go back through the 2 beads on the edge. Okay, and then you have to come back down here and go through that one bead right here on the top, the third row, and then pick up 2 seed beads and go back through that first seed bead in the 4th row. Now those will stack. Go back through these 2 and come back through these 2. Pick up 2 more seed beads. Okay, before that you need to come up through the next seed bead to come into position to add the next row. Pick up these 2, come down the 1 seed bead in the next row, and go up through these 2 to reinforce. So we did 5 rows of herringbone and 2 rows of ladder stitch. Okay, I need to come down here. Two rows of ladder stitch in the beginning, so we will do 3 rows and then do 1 row of ladder stitch and finish it off. Come here, pick up the last set of seed beads and go through that 1 seed bead right here. Okay, and then go back. If you're not able to go back through both, don't worry, you can go one by one. And then come back. That one, and then go up through that bead. This thread will show, but that's the only way because these are 11 seed beads. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on the 11 by going several times through and through. So come down here and press this properly, then go up through that seed bead and the one that you added right now. Just wiggle it around. If you want, you can turn your work however your bead permits. Come down here, go up through the next bead, pick up 1 seed bead, 2 seed beads actually, 2, and then go through the next seed bead right here. Make it sit on top, then go up through that seed bead and the one that you added in this. Now come down these 2 seed beads and then go up through this one, pick up 2 seed beads and go down this. Go up, come down, go up just 1 bead, hopefully I will have enough thread to finish off this project. So pick up 2 seed beads and come back through that one right here, and now you go up through this one and that one right here and come down here. So we did 4 rows, totally 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one more row. Okay, before that I come up through that, the last row I picked up 4 seed beads. I came through this and then came back through that, and then I'm going to go to the next one and then do the same. This time I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads as well. Okay, and then go back through the next seed bead right here. So I'm building up 2 rows adjacent, like together. Pick up 4 seed beads and come back through the next one. So the same thing we are doing, but I'm not reinforcing because my thread is very short. So I'm just kind of figuring out ways to economically use it. 4, and then come back through the next one. I will finish this thread off and then add more thread and come back and show you guys how to finish that. So here I have attached my short thread. Here is my thread coming out of the last row of beads. I go back through 3 beads down right there, right, and then come back through because we need to attach this. See, come back through here and then go back through here and go back up through the 2 beads. So we are dealing with 2 beads instead of 1 bead. So what I will do is I'll go multiple times like this and strengthen this part right here, and then I come back down. So that way I know for sure that this is nice and tight, right? And then come back down here 2 beads, that's my tail that got caught. Just take that off and then go back again right here. Now my thread is exiting out of this the 4th row. Okay, I pick up a wire guardian, and this is a wire guardian. You can see there is a channel in between and there is 2 loops on the side, and then you go through one of the loop, right, and come back through the other loop and go through the next line of seed bead. You don't have to have go through the entire one, just 1 bead is also good enough. Come back through that bead, it's becoming tighter and tighter as I have gone through multiple times. Go through here, come back through here, then extra adjacent bead. Go ahead, and I like to catch this thread bridge underneath and then come back through the wire guardian. Excuse my nails, my daughter wanted to do some nail stuff, just did it with her, so it's just a sticker. So come back through here, okay, and then try to go down. I would like to go down here a couple of times and reinforce and do the same thing. We have the tail thread here on the starting end. Add a wire guardian here. That way we can connect it to a jump ring and then to our lobster claw clasp or toggle clasp or magnetic clasp, whichever you have. So I finished adding jump rings and a lobster claw clasp here. See, I added 2 jump rings to a lobster claw clasp, and this side I added a couple of jump rings, one jump ring and the other jump ring to the other. So I wanted to add more jump rings because this bracelet is not that long. It's a little bit shorter in the sense, see, it's only 6-inch long. So it's for you can extend this, you can make this big if you want, or what you can do is you can extend this with a chain, or in this case I can use some jump rings and extend this further. So how I would do that is take some jump rings and add more jump rings to this continuously and make it a little bit longer. Let me just show you guys. How I added this jump ring opening and closing is very easy. Just in case if you are new to my channel and you haven't watched my jump ring video, go ahead and watch that. That will be really helpful, and then we can start making jewelry with it. So here is what it is. Just adjust the jump ring. So this is prepping the jump ring. Open it up like backward and forward motion and not apart, and then just use 2 sets of pliers to close it and just wiggle back and forth, and then there we go, we have closed it. So multiple jump rings gives you an option to make bracelets for a person whose wrist size you have no idea about, especially if you are selling or if you are gifting to a person whose wrist size you cannot ask for before, or it's a surprise. So then in that case you would want a bracelet wherein they can adjust the length by themselves. So that's a very good thing to do it. So this way I will have that 1 more inch if I want to, right? And also you can put a dangle at the end. It's totally up to you. You can customize it however you want. See this jump ring, I'm just prepping it. I want it seemingly closed, so seamlessly closed, sorry. I don't know, today it's my mind is goofy for some reason. Okay, now we have that length, and then if people have smaller wrists, they can use the smaller the jump ring right next to the wire guardian like this, or they can add it here. That will give some length to the bracelet. As you can see, such a pretty bracelet. I hope you guys give it a try. Comment If you have any doubts, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. And this is an Lbeads collaboration video, and I have a special discount code in the description below, and the product code for these pearls that I have used in this bracelet. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Do check out lbeads.com. Bye.